Okay, what I'm trying to say is emotional abuse is also a valid reason for you to say you're leaving marriage.
If you're unable to fight psychological, you will need a psychiatric hospital.
Will you walk away from a marriage if you're no longer happy?
Yes.
There's what we call unhappiness. There's what we call chronic unhappiness.
First, let's understand the concept of marriage.
Alright, I like that.
Marriage is a voluntary agreement between two persons, and if it's no longer serving the purpose it's supposed to serve, I think it's best to go walk away.
He said everybody should have what? Conflict management skill.
Men do take that submission for controlling.
Welcome to a very interesting episode of Love Saga today. Today I have here with me a very prominent guest in our midst today, which will be discussing a very important question. A couple, after getting married, is there anything like walking away from the marriage due to unhappiness or something? This is a question we're going to be asking ourselves today and be giving ourselves the answers to those questions based on our own opinion. So before I continue, I would like to introduce myself. My name is David Etiophilos. I'm your host for today, and with me I have...
I'm Hester.
And we know that.
Back to the major topic of discuss today. Should a man or a woman be allowed to walk away from a marriage if they are no longer happy? I'd like to throw a question to my guest today. Please, Esther, can you answer that question for me? Should a man, you as a woman, will you walk away from a marriage if you're no longer happy?
Yes, in my own point of view, it is advisable for either the man or woman to walk out in a marriage that is not favorable.
Favorable.
Yeah, that like if you are not in a happy relationship, happy marriage, it's advisable for the spouse to walk out of the marriage
If they're no longer
they are
happy.
not happy in the
Okay, when we say you are no longer happy in a marriage, what does happiness mean to you?
happiness simply means when there is peace. Like you are happy, you are free with your husband, and you are free with your wife. Like you guys are free with each other, and there's peace in the house.
Okay, at what stage do you think is happiness the major thing that made you enter the marriage? Is marriage a pursuit for happiness or like a kind of a commitment to something that is higher than happiness?
In anything you are going to do in this life, make sure you are happy. Your happiness matters most.
Okay, so then what happens to together forever?
Okay, together forever. What if at the like when you are inside the marriage and you are not happy, and maybe it's
What happens to for better for worse?
for better for worse? We don't believe in that. It is for better because you can't expect me to be putting energy in the marriage and like the spouse is not doing the same. Like no, should be a family we should marriage is more, and that's not what marriage is all about. Because as a man, no, as a woman that I am, if I'm willing to provide in the marriage, and as a man that you are not willing to provide in the marriage, you cannot expect me to be happy in the marriage, because it's your duty to provide. And I as a woman, I'm still trying to like provide, but you as a man, you are not even trying. You are not like most like to even provide in the marriage, so you can't expect me to be happy in such marriage. Only if you are providing, and then I should be. There's no that like I would definitely be happy in that marriage.
Okay.
I would definitely be happy. So it's give and take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Does that mean that your own biggest deal in the marriage is provision?
Yeah, it's compulsory.
It's compulsory. But if there are situations or instances where at that point in time, maybe a period of a year or a few months, the person is not capable of providing for you?
But like you should still try, like someone that is eager to like do it. Like if you show interest in doing it, okay, there's difference there. If you do not have, like maybe you are struggling, maybe you are something happened at that moment, you are not capable of doing it, and you did not want to do it, you are not willing to do it.
Alright. Today, we are not asking whether marriage should be easy. We are asking, when does unhappiness become something a couple should walk away from? So now, I will take the question back to my co-panelist, Rhoda. But I want to ask you the question again. Does unhappiness in a marriage warrant walking away? Or, to you personally, will you stay in that marriage or you walk away?
First, let's understand the concept of marriage.
Alright, I like that.
Marriage is a voluntary agreement between two persons, and if it's no longer serving the purpose it's supposed to serve, I think it's best to go walk away. Because if they don't walk away from the marriage, that is where we will have like a long time resentment in relationship, and it will actually be difficult even for the children in that marriage, knowing fully well that their parents are not happy. And happiness is a very valid reason to be considered in marriage, because if either of the spouse is not happy, that like there are basically many reasons that could lead to unhappiness in marriages. So you get, starting from maybe let's talk about abuse. Being abusive does not mean maybe you have to be physical. Sometimes you can be verbal with it. So let's talk about somebody that either of the spouse are verbally abusive and it is affecting them. When you are verbally abusive to somebody, it can end up affecting their mental health. They will not start thinking low about themselves, and many things can even arise more than you actually feel like it should in them, and they will be holding that resentment in them and passing it on to the wrong person they're supposed to pass it to. They will become toxic in their place of work. Before you know, they want to talk to them. I think there was a time that in school that if it wasn't in school, I can't really remember the place per se. Somebody just said something and like, if your wife versus you from house, you should not come and be putting the aggression on us outside. And we've seen scenario whereby maybe a man, the way he speaks outside to somebody, and you hear that, I'm not your wife, or don't talk to me like that, or if your wife offends you in the house, don't bring it here. What I'm trying to say is emotional abuse is also a valid reason for you to say you are leaving marriage. I don't want to use domestic violence as an example, because we all know they don't even need to tell you when you're in marriage that they are domestically abusing you, that you should stay inside it. They don't need to they don't need to advise you, even though I know religiously it is not advisable. They don't. I think
divorce.
Yes, divorce is not advisable. I think I spoke to a Jehovah's Witness one particular time when he came to come and preach, and I was like, when I spoke to him about divorce, and it was like normal, they don't allow it. And like, what about in cases whereby the husband abuse the wife, because either person can abuse the other in the marriage, is being abusive. So there are different reasons why someone can be unhappy in their marriage, unless if it's like all those minor issues. When I'm talking about minor issues, I wouldn't really say it's minor like that, because when two egoistic, I don't know if that English is correct.
Egoist.
Egoist, meet. I don't want to be submissive towards you. You don't want to be submissive towards me. In marriage, there are roles to be played. They will say, as a lady, you are supposed to be submissive to the man that you are dating, you are married to, which is like a normal thing, yeah. But sometimes men do take that submission for controlling, and I'm not saying generally, some men, because your wife is submissive does not mean that you have to control her. The moment she now starts feeling like, this person is becoming too controlling for me, and I don't have my own say in matters that relate to the marriage, to the kids, to everything, it must be what my husband says. Yes, a man is the head of a family.
Sorry to cut you off. I personally, I can never be submissive to a guy who is not taking full responsibility over the family. So as a guy that you are, if you want to be the head, it's a must for you to take responsibility over the family.
From what she said right now, submission to me, I think first of all, let me ask you your own definition of what it means to be submissive. Like, what do you actually understand by a lady being submissive to a man, or let me say both of them being submissive?
The submission about the financial levels, because you say provision, so you see more that provide that you be submissive to. So are you making it about financial levels now?
Actually, it's not about financial level, but a man who wants a woman to be submissive to him. You are the head of the family. You want to be the head of the family. So you are to act like one. You act like someone who wants to be the head of the family. So you are to provide for the family.
Acting as the head of the family does not say that you will not give room to your spouse to actually also give their opinions in things that matters in the marriage. Okay, as it has been, a man has always been the head of the family.
Sorry to cut you off. I, as a person, I cannot be submissive to a man who is not taking responsibility over the family.
Regardless of you saying you don't agree with it, everywhere they will tell you that, okay, they don't want to use the word everywhere. Traditionally, let me use the word traditionally, or let me say religiously.
Additionally,
Religiously, as in,
everywhere.
they will say that a man is the head of the family. But I understand from the aspect that she's speaking from, a man that is not really available in the house, that doesn't even know what's actually going on within his own marriage.
You don't know what we need in the house. You are not even concerned about anything going in the house. So definitely, you cannot be the I, the woman, I'm the one that knows what's going on. I'll be the one to tell you that the kids need this or this and that. Oh. So irreversibly, I'm the one that will be the head. You cannot be the head of the family.
Okay, it's just like saying
It's
that
the truth
the man
now.
is just like a statue.
Yeah, because
but
it's not even putting efforts.
from my own side, if I want to say that somebody is irresponsible, meaning from the money side they are irresponsible, emotionally you are irresponsible, spiritually you are, in fact, overall, Oga, the rate is better over 10. That can also be a major reason to file for a divorce in marriage.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
a man that is not emotionally available, you don't even know what's going on with your wife, your kids. They can't even open up to you and tell you this is what is going on with them. Spiritually, you are just absent. Because what is a home without you building it spiritually? God has to be involved in a home, no matter how you want to say it. Whether you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, you're any religion you choose to do, at least one thing that you believe in has to be involved in your home. But fine, the man is not even available for that.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about the financial aspect. There are some times that you see that for better for worse, where they use for vow for
Nothing
wedding
like
too.
for better for us. So.
In some cases, for me, shall when they say
Wait,
for
before you
better,
proceed, do you believe in vows?
Yes, let me say yes. I
Because
believe
if
in
you say you
vows.
believe in vows, for better, for worse, what is that? I don't have a vow.
Sorry. Oh.
I think
If you want
when we
vows,
are you believe in vows.
yes, I believe in vows that will benefit me and my household, my child.
Okay, it's about what will benefit you and your child now.
Yes.
How about you, Rhoda? Do you believe in vows?
yes.
Not the one that will benefit you and your child. It's just
No, but
vows.
it's not vows is not just meant for me and my child. It's meant for me and my household, like in general.
You and your household.
Yes, obviously, I believe in vows.
Okay, you believe in straight vows.
Yes,
Not the one that will benefit just you and your children.
not just for me and my child, with my husband included.
Okay, you believe in marital vows that talks about together forever, for better, for worse.
Yes, but for me, there is a clause there.
What was the class?
The for worse that they are saying, I think the best way that me I understand it is every day things cannot go smoothly in marriage. In the sense that when it comes to the financial aspect, there are some days that maybe money making is kind of high, or maybe there's a little bit, a little bit more than my, let me just say, my spouse used to earn. So it's not expected of me to carry my bag because my husband is facing a little bit financial problem at the very moment. I should be there to support to my family because a family does just not consist of the wife and the children. It consists of the husband, the wife, and the children.
Before we come to the close of this particular session with Rhoda, I have a question for both of you. Before you say it's okay to walk away from marriage, let's talk about you putting yourself in that shoes. If things are not going well, what are the things that what extent or what have you tried for that marriage before you finally say, okay, at this point you can no longer take this and walk away?
Okay, recently I discovered something. Somebody said if a person does not have somebody that they look up to, that is, yeah, I'm dating somebody, they don't have somebody that they are looking up to, it will be kind of difficult to talk to them. Now, he said, and things that we have done to actually make the relationship or the marriage still work.
Yeah.
Now, in a situation whereby I know that my husband has somebody that he listens to, no matter what, I bring them on into the marriage, explain everything to them, and let them know, okay, this is what my marriage is currently facing. They should be there. That there's an elder to help out, and in case if we don't want to use that elder, we can go for counseling.
Good.
We go for counseling. That is, and if the effort is coming from me alone, that I want this to work, it won't. But if the effort is coming from the both of us, that this marriage must not crash, regardless of whatever it is that is going on in the marriage, definitely it will work. We'll just have to like know that let's find a way to settle our differences. If it's I know what's actually causing it. If my own is from the ego part, being not being submissive part, and if his own is from another part, so you get understanding what causes the dispute in the marriage and everything, and
Very
find a way to
vital. All right, how about you? What extent can you go to make that marriage work?
I can go mild because I'm this kind of person. Before I can walk away from someone, yeah, it would have been like maybe the person, what I've been complaining about is becoming frequent, like, and there's no changes about it. Like, I've been discussing about it, trying to like make things work out, sit him down, try to talk to him and make things work perfectly fine for us. But I see like my effort is being wasted. So I don't think there's something else I can do than that.
All right, on the long-term implication of walking away from marriage, how does this walking away from marriage affect, for example, now you have kids in marriage, how does it affect those children? We've seen children from broken homes that later go into the society and create more broken homes and do all of those things. Have you thought about the implication of...
Well, actually, that's not supposed to affect the child, to affect the children, because they are free to go with whoever they want, whether the father or their mother. So, and that doesn't imply I'm out of their lives. So that doesn't mean I'm out of their life.
But there are cases where you walk away and then you take full custody. And so, for example, the father of the child is just allowed to see the child maybe 2 times in a month, 3 times in a month, and all of those things.
But there's communication.
On phone?
Actually, for me, it does affect the child.
Okay.
And it's a two-way thing. We've seen situations whereby children that, or let me say kids or children, either of the two, that have experienced broken home, they see the fault of their parents, and they will not want it re-established again from their own side. Whereby we've seen kids that stayed, like that had both their father and their mother present. The home is not broken, but still, at the end of the day, they don't know how to even manage their own marriage. So I feel like sometimes it bounds down to the to the children themselves. As long as the father is there, like is present whenever the child meets the father, and the mother is present whenever she meets the mother, I don't think there will be an issue. Because if both parents are emotionally and emotionally available for the kids, when both parents are emotionally available for the kids, it helps the kids to open up to them in various aspects. It is both the father and the mother that is having issues. It does affect the kids sometimes, because there are some kids that does not want their parents to be separated. So because of their parents got separated, it affects them mentally, how they think, how they do everything. If my mother was here, this wouldn't have happened. If my father was here, this wouldn't have happened. The same thing happens to persons that lose either of their parents. If my dad was here, this wouldn't have happened. If my mom was here, this wouldn't have happened. So I feel like it's how the children receive and how they are able to like. I can't find the perfect word to use for it, but I feel like it's how the children receive it.
All right, I think we've been able to exhaust the conversation with the ladies. Their stance and their opinion is if the marriage is no longer favorable to them, if they're no longer happy in the marriage, they're no longer emotionally satisfied, their partner is not providing, their partner is not attentive, is not responsible, and for different reasons, establish the fact that according to them, they will walk away from the marriage. All right. I have to introduce a very important person also here in our studio today to answer this question from his own point of view. Now in the studio with me are just 2 ladies. Let me introduce a guy or a man like me. Please join me to welcome my very good friend Apia as he comes to the studio right now. So before he came to the studio, I was having a conversation with the ladies, a topic, a question. If happiness is enough reason for a man or a woman to walk away from a marriage. So I want to put the question to you right now to answer for me. Is a man or a woman allowed to walk away from a marriage if they are no longer happy?
Alright, so first of all, right, there is the word unhappy, right? So once you're unhappy in a relationship, is it really right for you to actually walk away? For me, it's a complete no.
Okay.
Do you understand? Now, there's what we call unhappiness, there's what we call chronic unhappiness. And when we're talking about happiness, I'm trying to diversify. And we're talking about happiness or unhappiness on its own. It could be through emotional stress, misunderstandings. Those ones are not chronic. Do you get? Because I'm not here to support abusers. I'm not here to support people who physically abuse or verbally abuse in their marriages. Because for that, when it gets to that, I put myself in the shoes. If it were me, what would happen? If I were the child, I would definitely be affected. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, you don't expect a family that is going through just an emotional stress, do you get, or misunderstandings. Even the Bible preaches reconciliation. Even in the Quran preaches reconciliation in those point of views. But then what happens when there is strong chronic unhappiness, such as the one like adultery, such as the one like physical abuse? These are points of chronic unhappiness. And if I have a wife, if I say I have a wife, will I be beating my wife, verbally abusing her, causing her psychological? Because most of the things we fight in this life is basically psychological. If you're unable to fight psychological, you will need the psychiatric hospital. How do you respond to your husband when there is conflict? And somebody says something. Everybody must have a conflict management skill, to be very, very honest. And maybe the viewers might see conflict management as how is a man going to be beating me and I'm going to be managing it? No. Bible says for better, for worse. And I will only advise that what you're supposed to do is know the kind of person you are taking such vow with on the pulpit. Because at the end of the day, you'll be the one to pay for the consequences.
So my friend, I have a question for you. If every couple lives during a period of unhappiness, what happens to the stability of marriage as an institution?
100% unstable.
Okay.
100% unstable.
Okay.
Because God's vision, I believe, is for marriage to last long.
So what do you think they are the irreversible marital, the ones that can cut off a marriage?
Okay. The irreversible adultery, physical abuse.
Let me engage our guests one more time before we close the session. What do you think they are the irreversible marital, challenges that we might have in marriages? You mentioned something before about you said adultery, maybe you said cheating or something.
Adultery,
like that.
physical abuse.
Are those irreversible to you?
Yes, they're actually irreversible.
One last question before we end up.
Yeah.
Can love disappear temporarily under pressure and return later?
Can love disappear under pressure and return later? There is very serious possibility.
Alright. Thank you very much, viewers, for watching with us at the end of this question and answer session. This is Love Saga. Our topic for today, we've talked about if a couple are unhappy in their marriage, should they walk away? And the first time we had Rhoda on set with my guest here, and we've had answers from the female perspective. They said they will walk away if the marriage is no longer favorable to them under given different conditions. And currently now we have Apia on set, and he has given us and he has explained why couples should not walk away from marriage. He gave us a very, very good point to consider, to take home, and to also learn from. He said everybody should have what? Conflict management skill. So at this juncture, we hope to see you next time. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share our video. I remain David Theophilus, and a special thanks to our guest today, the person of Esther. Esther, I hope you enjoyed staying with us here today.
Of course.
All right. Thanks to my friends Happier and Rhoda for answering helping us to throw light on this topic. Yeah, this is the end of today's episode. Hope to see you next time. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is Love and
Saga.
Saga.